Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective, man. It is your baby mother's favorite astrologer, the Hood Mystic, representing hoodmystic.com, Colombian Exchange, White Rabbit Psychedelics. I'm grateful for this time that we get to share with one another as we discuss this powerful, powerful energy called the solar eclipse in the constellation of Sidereal Aries. This is the kickoff of spring, even though it's feeling like old man winter in the city of Detroit. That's where I'm reporting from. Go ahead and let me know where you reporting from because I want to know where y'all be at, where y'all be coming from. Are y'all bots? Are y'all coming from the quantum realm? Are y'all coming through from heaven? Where y'all bees at? Where y'all from? Because whether you watching this live or post live, I'm interested in your spiritual development. And I want to know where the hot spots is at and things of that nature. So yeah, man, today we're going to talk about the Aries full moon, Aries new moon, solar eclipse, and we have a lot to talk about. Peace to Ghost Rider, peace to you, Marvin the Magi. It's Autumn Faith, peace to y'all, Sacred. What up, my guy? Shamika, yo, Sacred, we need to chop it up, man. I think it's time that we get into the lab and come up with another Chakra Nova series, right? I think it's about that time. It's been on my mind, but need a TA to hold it down as we build up the spiritual knowledge base in reference to activating that goddamn root chakra. What the fuck is a root chakra, you might ask, questions like that where there are answers, but when you looking online, looking on YouTube, looking on Instagram, you will not find those answers. Let me sip some tea in reference to that because Lord have mercy. What up, Memphis? I'm on Discord a lot, but I be on there, artificial intelligence and it up. I don't really be talking to human beings, but I wish I could start a Discord community because I be into so much shit on there. But I don't know how many of y'all is nerds and things of that nature. So y'all, I'd be like, y'all be the cool kids in school and things of that nature. Um, K Queen City, peace to you, right? We're going to talk about some powerful information today. But before I talk about this, man, visit my damn website, thecolombianexchange.com. Peep the new design, right? And go ahead and grab you a PDF bundle, $20. I'm just trying to whet the appetite so you can get a book bundle, you feel me? Which is not $20, but at least you will have some information and spiritual dialogue that maybe you could pass down to your chillins and things of that nature. Visit Colombian Exchange with an X.com. Peruse the website, you feel me? Don't buy shit. Read the reviews. That's what I say. If the reviews don't move you, then nothing to groove you. Right? What we talk about today, y'all? We talking about this new moon energy, okay? What does a new moon represent? A new moon represents a time to set intentions. Now that might be monotonous, right? That might be some things. Yeah, man. I can look that up right now, Ghost Rider, cause it's right in front of me. I got it. I was on Discord this morning, boy. I don't be playing around. Hood Mystic, man. It's you can find me on anything, anywhere as the Hood Mystic. I want to see if it's anything fancy with it. Nope, just Hood Mystic, man. I don't know how you was to follow me. I don't know how we linked. We start a room. I want to shoot some dice in a Discord room. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Put the camera down, shoot some dice. Discord needs some hood ninjas in it. But anyways, need to figure out Discord. So if anybody is some Discord experts, they got a community on Discord. If you a lady, I can pay you in head. If you a homie, I can pay you in shrooms, microdose capsules. That's how we doing the barter system, man. It's 2023. Money is of no worth, but good quality head, that's always gonna hold value. And speaking to good quality head, let's talk about this new moon in Aries, because Aries energy, it is dealing with the divine feminine. It is dealing with the womb. And so because we are dealing with the womb, I think we have to really talk about it. Like, oh, we always talking about the womb. We always talking about the divine feminine. No, we're not. We're never really talking about it. We're talking about manly stuff, patriarchy stuff. What it is, Spirit said this word real clearly to me, and I've been sitting with it because I usually shrug stuff like this off. Internalized misogyny, where you secretly and internally hate the divine feminine. If you're a woman, you hate it within yourself. If you're a man, you hate it within the woman, or you hate it within yourself too. That's another subject, another title. But today we're going to be talking about the divine feminine as I begin to show you in different areas, in different ways of the power of the divine feminine. And the reason that I titled this video, The Power of Becoming What You Already Are, is because most spiritual people are not going to tell you this. Had to drink some tea on that. Most spiritual people are going to tell you that you need to become more, you need to become better, you need to, put more spit on it. How y'all doing today? I feel great. How are y'all feeling today? Because I feel great. The power of becoming what you already are is the new moon in Aries. And when we talk about a solar eclipse, we're talking about putting a little spiritual spin on it. And when you talk about the patriarchy or a patriarchal mindset, there is no reason to do spiritual things. You better get your ass to work, get some overtime, and save your damn money. Build you a house. Get stronger. Lift muscles. Now, masculine energy. Do we hate masculine energy at the Hood Mystic platform? No. We love masculine energies. We working out. We going to the gym. We drinking our teas. We eating our healthy. We eating more fruits. We not eating processed foods. We not eating meat. We understand. We're not ignorant of the masculine. We not eating bonbons or no shit like that. We get it. But at the same time, we putting more spit on it. What I meant to say is that we're doing spiritual things too. We're lighting candles. We're doing altar work. We're doing rituals. We're doing incantations. We're doing mantras. We're meditating. We're not listening to Yo Gotti and Moneybagg Yo, Tony Yayo. We're removing the word yo out of our whole lexicon and dictionary. All we're speaking is peace and prosperity, and we understand because our intentions, because there's 9 billion people in the world, and there's no difference between these 9 billion people. The only difference is understanding the power of your personal intention and how you act it out. And where did this power come from? Do you have to work hard for it? Do you have to put a little bit more spit on it? Do you have to get a job to uncover it? The irony of this thing is that it is all within you. So, are you strong enough? Do you have the power enough to simply understand who you are? I'm talking to my women right now with your babies that you hold and you nurse and you feed and you develop and you grow and you mature, and then you try to get a job and your supervisor calling you an ain't shit bitch. That ain't right. You created life within your womb. You know, I mean, I'm not telling you to quit your job, but I'm telling you, do not let your supervisor disrespect you no fucking more. Because you are a divine feminine. The internal design of your body is so powerful. But how much do you reflect on it? How much do you just simply separate yourself from the monotony and the mundane and get into, if you ever wanted to get into some fly ass shit, some high tech shit, y'all be eating regular basic ass meals acting like you on some fly shit when it's just some food that you gonna eat is gonna be gone and you gonna cook some food tomorrow. That's not really fly shit. Y'all be going to places that people have went to and never thought to post it on their IG. I've been going places for these past 6 years. I don't be thinking, oh shit, let me post for IG, let niggas know where I'm at type shit. I'll show you in the book. Oh shit. I'll show you in the book from the pictures that I've collected, but everything ain't to post. Everything ain't for show. A lot of the things that we do should be for our own personal enjoyment, not to make other people feel a certain type of way or follow the trends or the Joneses. And it's hard to distinguish how you're able to manifest things versus how you're not able to manifest things. The people that I know, the people that I talk to are a reflection of me. So if you're a reflection of me, you have power that's inherent in your understanding of who you are, period, point blank. And all of the extra shit that you have done have moved you away from who you are. So when we talk about a new moon in Aries, we're talking about a new identity in reference to who you've already been, but you have not have the power to recognize it. So if you've been following my channel for the past 4 months, we've been giving you a case study in divine feminine and goddess understanding. Not because we want to ride somebody's clit, not because we want to throw extra spit on it, but because everywhere you go, there is a church. There is a church's chicken. There is a church road, a church street, a church avenue. And in these churches, the God that they worship is explicitly masculine. So, to do a quick little review on the goddess don't mean that we are specific to the goddess, just means that there has been no balance in your understanding of divinity. When we talk about women and goddess energy, that is demonic, that is the antithesis of God, that is evil. So if these are basic understandings, then your basic understanding of your power is hidden from you. So when we talk about a new moon in Aries, we're talking about removing the blindfolds, understanding things inside and outside, and really having a discussion about truth. So I'm gonna bring up a lot of different understandings in this video, but it's gonna be a simple message. And it might seem monotonous, but for me, it's fun. It's fun to know that I don't have to do extra shit. It's fun to know that all of the energy is within me. It's fun to know that all of the extra shit that I've thrown on my life have been for naught. It's fun to know the ease and simplicity of life is understanding myself and my divine feminine counterpart, for better or for worse. I can do a whole video on just that right there, but we're going to continue. Today we're going to be talking about the cosmic gumbo, which is called the solar eclipse in sidereal Aries. And ironically enough, because it's in the first decan of sidereal Aries, is also a new moon in tropical Aries. It's a beautiful thing that all astrologers can talk about the same energies so we can be in some form of alignment, because it doesn't feel good to be a nigga that's speaking differently. But me, I'm the type of person that's gonna speak truth. I'm not gonna lie. And if I understand something, I understand it. So, just had to set this up real quick. We're going to talk about sextile and Saturn. We're going to talk about square and Pluto. We're going to talk about the triangle with wings, the Sabian symbol. We're going to talk the Ashwini Nakshatra. We're going to talk about the Two of Wands. We're going to talk about Shango. And we're going to keep the presence of mind of what we're talking about when we talk about all of these things. So to explain this, this is what is called a cosmic gumbo. And I've brought this theme up whenever we've had cosmic gumbos, but I'm bringing it back up because in a gumbo, you got sausages, shrimp, roux, gravy, lobster tail, crab legs, potatoes, corn. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Real gumbo cookers, like, you don't throw that in gumbo. I'm just throwing shit out there, trying to make a point. I don't do the cooking. I made some nachos this weekend for my kids. I burnt them. How you burn nachos? Ask me, I'll tell you exactly how. But anyways, this is not about my culinary skills. This is about the reality of multiple energies. But just because there's a lot of multiple energies, it doesn't mean that it have to be chaotic. It doesn't mean that it have to disturb you. You can put all of these energies together and make something delicious. And when we talk about deliciousness, we're talking about the divine feminine. We're talking about Aries energy. We're talking about the female productive system. Why was you down there eating that little cootie cat like that? Why was you down there with your face all up in it like blah, 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 blah? Who told you how to do that? Why is you down there all day eating that thing like that? What's wrong with y'all? Because it's delicious. It's a whole bunch of things that's happening down there. Got you down there tasting this cosmic gumbo. So these are the types of things that I'm trying to bring to our awareness when we study astrology. People say like, well, how are you going to study it all? And it's a lot of different information. And that's just the reality. The only ways for which astrologers, and y'all are astrologers too, because an astrologer is just somebody that studies the stars. And when you study the stars, you study things by individual understanding. And once you understand each individual part of astrology, you then begin to do the mathematics, the deductions, the additions. And when you understand it, it comes to a point where life is just so delicious. So let's talk about this chart real quick before we get into the nakshatra. If you look at this chart, what you will see is planets in their own constellation, except in Aries for the most part. Everything is like a watchtower or a watch guard, and the energy is very much segmented and spread out, which is, we're coming off of a lot of conglomerated energy where everything was just one-sided. Everything was just pushed into this area of karma or dharma, and everything in your life was a process of transformation. So now that everything spreads out, you're kind of like a kid with training wheels. And this is what Pluto and Saturn represent. Pluto in Capricorn is so much transformation in who we are becoming as our spiritual selves. So when it squares the new moon, you set an intention that is basic or that is mundane, or that is human, that is that square. You can't set intentions to say, oh, I want a new car. Even if you need a new car, oh, I want a new house. Even if you are homeless. Because in the grand scheme of things, your new car that you want so bad, your house that you want so bad, is not going to be the make or break thing of your life. It only feels like it. So when we bring this energy into a solar eclipse, you're going to bump your head. Solar eclipses are powerful. Intentions are powerful. How you use your intention is powerful. It's a difference for saying, I want to intend for something that I want to manifest versus I intend to align with my higher self. And wherever my higher self leads me, this is where I'm going to follow. So I'm going to do things during this week to usher in my higher self by my spiritual practices and my spiritual development. We're talking about a solar eclipse. So when we talk about a solar eclipse, we're talking about spiritual. This is something that I'm passionate about because in 2017, there was a solar eclipse. And I used to go to the mounds that year. I never seen niggas at the mound. I ain't see nobody at the mound. It was like a relic. It was like an empty place. And then it was a solar eclipse in 2017. I said, I'm going to go to the mound because don't nobody be there. And I'm going to do some spiritual shit at the mound. And it's going to be dope because ain't nobody going to be there. Boy, when we went to that, go see that solar eclipse, it was during the daytime. You would have thought it was a damn cookout. Everybody figured we gonna go to the mound to see the solar eclipse. It was 100 people at that damn mound. I said I didn't leave because that was my plan already. But when I say, oh shit, this means something. Coming to this mound during this solar eclipse is going to have an impact on my life. And I had a little website. I was doing little videos. I was just a nigga doing shit on YouTube, posting shit, nobody looking at it, nobody giving a fuck. For a year, I posted shit, who cared? For a year, I posted videos. If I got 50 views, I was like, hell yeah, 50 views, that's what's up, nigga. Got 50 views on that shit, right? So, after that solar eclipse, that video that I did in reference to that solar eclipse got 2,000 views. Shit started happening. Shit started clicking. Shit started manifesting. We went from a smaller house to a bigger house. We was making this amount of money. Now we making this amount of money. Now, if we don't show up to the solar eclipse, oh, check my coat pocket. If we don't show up to the solar eclipse, who's to say? If all of those people, like, I'm like, why would 100 people show up to a mound at a solar eclipse? None of us coordinated this shit. We intuitively knew. So what am I saying when I tell y'all that story? Do something during the solar eclipse. Don't act like you don't gotta do shit. Don't act like you don't gotta get out in nature. Don't act like you don't gotta do a ritual. Don't act like you don't gotta honor yourself because that's your power. Your powerlessness comes from when you think you need to do extra shit. Your spirit is already here. Your seed is already here. Your manifestation is already here. But you have to do work to acknowledge that. In the external world, we have to do work to acknowledge the work that we have done. We have to confirm things. We have to get up and go and be. Spiritually, we have to do the same thing. Don't kiss my ass and tell me, that it's a chocolate popsicle. Don't piss on me and tell me that it's raining and it's a thunderstorm. Don't do that. tell me the truth. Because what is going to manifest is the truth. People will manipulate you, people will lie to you, people will put you in all types of trick bags, all because you didn't take your spiritual life seriously. And these are the most perfect people in the world. The people that challenge you, the people that you pissed off at, because it ain't no way that you're doing spiritual work. Why? Because your spiritual work is intuitive. Your spiritual work say, do this, do that, do this, do that. And when you in spiritual alignment, a motherfucker could come 10 miles down the road on some bullshit. Your spirit had told you, hey, this nigga coming 10 miles down the road. He on some bullshit. When he come, he on bullshit. You like, damn, spirit told me you was going to be on bullshit, so I'm not surprised. When you are not in your spiritual work, here he come 10 miles down the road. You not aware. You not intuitive to nothing. You just getting the money or living your life. Whatever, you looking for extra shit. Getting the extras, but now you can't see when a nigga is coming at you. So now when a nigga come at you, it's him that's fucking you up, making your life horrible. He ruining your life. No, you ruin your own life because you don't do spiritual work consistently to develop a psychic nature about yourself. I'll be damned. I would be damned if a nigga surprises me, if a woman surprises me. You got to be observant and perceive everything psychically and spiritually, or you will get fucked up. And then you'll be mad at the person that fucked you up, not realizing that you have the power already within you. So what intentions are you setting? When we talk about Saturn, when we talk about a sextile to Saturn, we're talking about our 11th house. And our 11th house is the friendships that we gain through work. But this work is spiritual work. And this is your spiritual team. Saturn is about psychic development. Psychic development is important to the most hood street nigga, to the most advanced mathematician. There is nobody on earth that will not benefit through Saturn, through psychic development. But each constellation that Saturn transits, it gives us an opportunity. Now, if you want to have the most successful business and do it by yourself, this is out of alignment with Saturn in Aquarius. If you want to create the most successful business with people that you love, people that love you, relationships that you develop through your spiritual development, through when Saturn was in Capricorn, where all of the fruit of spiritual development was finding like minds that then channels into developing and starting something that benefits you and benefits them. And you give each other purpose by showing up for each other, and you know that these people are in your perfect alignment, not because you shake your ass a little bit, not because you threw a little spit on it or more spit than you normally do. No, because you've developed a psychic energy to magnetize people that you can run up a bag with. And when I talk about Saturn in Aquarius, this ain't no abnormal shit. If there is 1 million businesses that's successful in this country, that's 1 million partnerships. And you can say, no, he started his businesses by himself. Well, he had to partner with UPS or the post office. He had to partner with the real estate agent that sold him the building for which he could operate his business from. He had to partner with his employees to run his business when he went to go take a shit. What you mean to tell me? For 24 hours, he just stood there, made all of the money? What if he had to take a shit? What if he wanted to add a little spit on it? He couldn't even do that because he had to be at his work 24/7. You are out of alignment with Saturn and Aquarius energy. There is no self-made successful person. You can be a self-made slave where you can't even be out here putting extra spit. You can't travel. You are tied down to your business. That ain't fun. And you out of alignment with Saturn and Aquarius energy. You need somebody to say, hey man, I'm about to go to this back room. Yeah, shorty back there, she want to do the spit thing. So can you hold down the front? Good looking, my man. I'm about to go to the back. I'll be right back. 20 minutes. Now you're in alignment with Saturn and Aquarius energy because you got somebody in your life that's willing to hold you down. You really think that you're gonna be successful relationship wise, business wise, by not dealing with people? You don't think that's a you problem? That you think that's a world problem? And you can bear witness. I can open up my window and look outside and see countless of businesses by the way of landscaping companies, tire companies, lug nut companies, rubber companies, wood chopping companies, the rubber that they put on the wire companies, tree edging companies. It's a million companies, and I'm just looking outside of opportunities for people to come together and make money. Even if it means getting a job. So this is that sextile in Saturn. Yeah, the opportunity is there, but a sextile is requiring you to put in the effort. So now this could be something very delicious if you understand it. If you can understand that I'm going to double down on my spirituality and I'm not going to close the door to successful partnerships. Because even if I don't see them, I'm going to now open the door. So my intentions are set. My intentions are set, right? My power is set. If you can understand this crucial sextile and this crucial square that helps you with the energy, but before you factor it in, it becomes a hindrance because a person is going to be thinking very selfishly when we talk about new moons. This new moon is more of your purpose. Now, purpose is cliche and overused. I'll give you that. But I really want to sit back and say, you are here to impact others, to uplift others. That is your purpose. So what you've experienced all leads into purpose. What you do with that purpose is you help other people. This is the world that we live in. None of us would be here without the help of others. It's a real simple thing. Now, if you can't wrap your mind around it, then that's the level of mental illness that we have to begin to treat. But we'll talk about this when we talk about the Ashwini Nakshatra. And if you would be so kind to go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I like to go in, I like to deep dive certain subjects because to me, this is my version of pornography. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that I like to tap into to get off. Astrology is the study of stars. It can't never be fake, You can't never be wrong when you studying something, when you're trying to get an understanding of something. And the problem of people saying astrology is fake is because they don't sit back and study it. I bear witness. I got thousands of videos, hundreds of videos where I'm just studying this subject. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just understanding the study in my capacity. If you got another understanding and study that you've exacerbated and have a simplified understanding of it, let's exchange information. Let's build. Because I'm just learning. You feel me? You whack as fuck if you learning and you not sharing. You a whack individual. So you learning for yourself, right? You learning for yourself. You do nails. And all the nails you do is the nails for yourself. This is what you telling me. Oh, you do hair. You do hair. And the only people that you do hair for is yourself. This is what you telling me. So that means you learn for yourself too, right? Or do you do other people hair? Or do you do other people nails? Learn and help people. Learn and share. Because if it wasn't for that aspect of life, I wouldn't be here talking to y'all. People have took time out of their lives to specifically help me and give me knowledge that I would have never had. And that's another part, Sun Goddess. When we study the stars, we are studying ourselves. The stars are perfect, we are perfect at a spiritual level. Human-wise, she just be like, oh, I just like it when you add a little spit to it. I don't know why. I just like it so much. Oh my God. I know it's nasty, but it turned me on. Oh my God. Oh. When I say no, I really don't be meaning no unless you like be saying yes, and then I get mad and then I be like no again. The human world is fucked up. Why study it? Why not get into the science of understanding our perfection? Every man and every woman is a star. Okay? So let's talk about the Ashwini Nakshatra. Now, Ashwini is related to a horse. Now, what we need to understand about a horse is that a horse is not what we would view as a horse in these modern times. The ancient used a horse as a metaphor for travel, for a vehicle. So when we look at the horse, it's not necessarily a horse, it's a vehicle. It's an ability for human beings to transcend the elements through understanding nature and being able to get to and fro faster than a nigga would if he was walking or running. And human beings have utilized horses and then developed cars, which the power that is utilized for a car is not called car power, it's called horsepower. Okay? So if they have 240 horsepowers, that's saying this car is equivalent to 240 horses leading your chariot. That's powerful. Okay? Now, think about a solar eclipse in the Ashwini Nakshatra, which means horsepower. But it's also representing ancient understandings. Because even the understanding of a horse is an ancient understanding to us, where, you know, some of us, whether depending on where we live, might hop on a horse to go to and fro. But the majority of the niggas that I'm talking to on this damn live is not about to hop on a horse to go to the store. They gonna get in the car. Most of y'all gonna get into a car, get on a bus, hop on a train to go from point A to point B. That's a valuable thing. So the ancient understanding is that of a horse. So if this is a symbol for ancient, we're also understanding something about ourselves that is ancient. And what was the catalyst for human beings to develop consciousness? Well, consciousness takes time to develop. And if you don't have the time to develop consciousness, well, you're gonna die. So in understanding how human beings developed over time is found in plant medicine, herbal medicine. Now, y'all niggas, not y'all niggas, but niggas in general, eat hot Cheetos, buffalo wings, Hennessy wings with buffalo sauce, ranch dressing, Spaghetti and fish. That's what niggas will do. You want to hang out with a nigga, they're going to take you to a restaurant. It's going to be grotesque meat objects, products. Where they get their meat from? Do it matter? Well, how do I know this ain't clone chicken? Do it matter? Just eat it. It got seasonings on it. It got buffalo sauce on it. Just eat it. So when we talking about real information and real understanding, if we can't talk about herbs and plant medicine, then that means that you're not even understanding evolution. You're not even understanding power. It took me a long time to get to this realization, but once I came to this realization, I'd be like, well, shit, it's right in front of you. You can go down to the herb store. You can get a lot of this shit from the grocery store at the end of the day. But at the same time, you can't drink this one time and be like, I drank some ashwagandha and you said it was going to have calming effects. I'm still got anxiety. It ain't work. No, I've been drinking ashwagandha for 30 days straight. I've been drinking wormwood at night for 2 weeks straight. You said that wormwood get rid of parasites, and I drank it one time and I still got parasites. Well, you gotta have a these is herbs. Herbs take time to settle into your body. It's right in front of your face. You can Google shit online, Colombian Exchange. You can go to Zoe's Essentials. You can go to Amazon. You can go to the grocery store. You can Google herbs. You can Google tea. You can Google plant medicines. You can get on Instagram. You figured out how to find crack. You figured out how to find the loud. You figured out where to find the Percocets, but you having a hard time finding the herbs, huh? We can't talk about healing if we can't talk about having a strong herbal diet. And I know that you paid the money for the course and they telling you mumbo jumbo is jumbo mumbo. I know you paid for the class and they told you mumbo is jumbo and jumbo is mumbo, but not if mumbo is jumbo, because then that would mean it was mumbo jumbo. And then now you have to do more research on whether mumbo is jumbo or jumbo is mumbo, or is it just mumbo jumbo? That'll be decided next. And motherfuckers just do this to y'all all day. Motherfuckers get into you. Niggas been saying the same shit for 80 years. Talking about I'm a professor, I'm a teacher, I'm a scholar. I wiped my ass today. Did you pat me on the back for wiping my ass today? Why didn't you? I'm special. Can't you see I'm special? I got a big ass ankh in front of you, nigga. Don't you see this big ass ankh? Don't you see this head wrap that I got with the stars on it, nigga? Can't you tell I'm deep? You seen the views. Look right here, the views, nigga. I'm deep. Right? But then we talk about plant medicines or herbal medicines. Well, you know, I can take it or leave it. As long as people view me as deep, that's all that matters. What I'm saying is this Ashwini Nakshatra, this understanding, this healing is coming from the herbs. Now, if you cannot get with that, then you got a hard road to travel. There's no way around it. If it wasn't for herbs, none of us would be here. If it wasn't from the medicines from herbs, none of us would be here. None of life wouldn't even exist without herbs and plants and plant medicine. It just would not happen. How the fuck you wake up, live your life thinking that you don't need plant medicines? That's your own dumbass fault. At the end of the day, that's like saying I don't need a car to go to work. I can just walk to work. Yeah, you can go. You can walk to work, get strong calf muscles and things of that nature. But I don't know about y'all. But I'm gonna get my motherfucking car and get to work. I ain't about to walk to work. I ain't about to commute like that. I don't got that much to prove. I don't know why you wouldn't drink herbs every day. I don't know why you wouldn't have a Pacific herbal intake every day, but shit, that's not my concern. Everything that you want to do as far as traveling to different dimensions, understanding spiritual life, having peace of mind, having a body like you want, having having the stroke game that you want. A lot of y'all want this good stroke game, don't y'all? Y'all want that good stroke game, natural stroke game. It come from the herbs. It come from the greens. And now the Ashwini Nakshatra is about healing, medicine. And at the end of the day, people will be like, well, you know, blah, 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 health is wealth, blah, 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 until your ass got a disease, until your ass is sick, until you possessed by a demon, until your neck hurt and you don't know how to rub it out because it's a pain that you can't describe. What if I told you ashwagandha was an inflammatory, anti-inflammatory, and the regular use of it would reduce inflammation? I don't know. Now, the reason why I'm referencing ashwagandha because Ashwini, ASHW, is the Sanskrit word for horses. Ashwagandha means smelling like a horse or horse smell. Now, during a Ashwini Nakshatra solar eclipse, where motherfuckers is going to test you like a SAT. Let me get some ones in the chat. Have niggas been testing you more than likely lately? Have they been testing you? And you like, boy, oh boy, I know it's the end of the school year, and I know you're trying to get to college, but why test me? You about to fail. Test somebody else. Have people been trying your patience lately? One in the chat. I just want to know if it's just me or not. This is not a trick question. Okay, it's not just me. It's not just me. Okay, it's not just me. See, I thought that it was just me. I thought it was just me. Okay, cool. So, if this is the case, people testing you, people trying to get on your bad side, you can either A, whoop they motherfucking ass, or B, give them grace. But we talking about an intentional grace. We talking about a solar eclipse grace. And so it might not be as easier said than done. But the herb, the Ayurvedic herb of the Ashwini Nakshatra is ashwagandha. And ashwagandha helps you become allergic to the bullshit. Ashwagandha can help you with your anxiety and depression and mental anguish. So you know me, I just drank I'm gonna drink a cup of ashwagandha every day this week in honor of the Ashwini Nakshatra, ashwagandha, Ayurvedic medicine. I'm just like, damn, it's dope to be in that much of an alignment. Cause this is what we talking about. Y'all niggas might want to make an elaborate show of it and knock yourself silly, like go crazy. But I'm talking about ancient alignment and understanding and working with these herbs, man. I'll be so fucking happy, bro. I be legit happy all the time, and I don't even be wanting to tell people how happy I am, because motherfuckers always got an emotional problem and issue. But I've also been consistent with my herbal intake too. I've also been drinking wormwood before I go to sleep too, cleansing my gut of the parasites. It improves blood circulation. It's a tonic for the nerves. We trying to just get you to a space of relaxation, and this is not an advertisement so you could spend $4.44 at the Colombian Exchange. I'm not that fucking petty. Where you get ashwagandha from don't matter to me at all. What matters to me is that, one, you research what the fuck I'm talking about, and two, begin to apply the information in the healings. Don't become an old ass person, all sick and fragile and frizzled, trying to figure out what you need to get from the health food store. Like I be seeing all the time, I go to the health food store. Doctors be telling people, oh well, we can't prescribe you that, but you can get the replacement at the health food store, and then they be pushing their cards. Hey young man, can you help me get this thing up there? Okay, Miss Lady, here you go. Okay, I don't want you to go out like that. You need to be at the health food store right fucking now with your young, sexy ass. Don't wait until you sick to tap into medicine and healing and be like, well, I feel all right now, so fuck it. Man, it's so much preventative power in the teas. I don't know how much shit I done saved my ass from just by drinking tea every day. Shit that I don't want to fucking experience. I don't want to experience that shit. I want to be happy and have a calm peace of mind and say, if shit do happen, I'm prepared, I can handle it. I want women to think that I'm sexy. You know what I'm saying? That's what ashwagandha do. It increase your testosterone. When your testosterone is increased, women find you sexually desirable. In a space of women going, ew, he stink a little bit. Your testosterone is low. How you show up in the world, it's men that show up in the world and it just make you feel a certain type of way. You might throw in a t-shirt and some shorts and some dirty ass sneakers and walk outside, go to the Starbucks, the big German man, 6'4", clean beard, bald head, tailored suit on, shoes that cost more than my car note, just walking in there, feet's clinking and clocking. You in there looking dirty. Can I get a Americano? Like, you don't need to be buying no damn Americano. You need to be figuring out how to get some motherfucking suits tailored. Niggas' priorities be fucked up because they don't be having no testosterone. This is where ashwagandha come in. All right, ladies, you know your man. You know your nigga ain't on shit for real. Start slowly nudging them over to ashwagandha. Hey, babe, you ever heard of ashwagandha? Hold on, wake up. Wake up. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Wake up. Have you ever heard of ashwagandha? It might help you get off your ass a little bit. Do the studies, do the research, and be in alignment with the energy. Be in alignment with the medicines and the healing that they provide. Before it was pharmaceuticals, before it was hospitals, human beings lived and survived. How did they survive before hospitals? Can y'all put an emoji up there and let me know that y'all with me in the understanding of the power of medicinals? How did people survive before hospitals? Just show me with an emoji. It's only one emoji that should pop up. Red pill, but sleep at 2 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time. That don't even make sense. This nigga took a sleeping pill. That's what's the sleeping pill channel? The sleeping pill. What is the emoji of how human beings survived There we go. There we go. That herb, there we go. There we go. There we go. So for millions of years, people surviving off of medicines from nature, right? And then John D. Rockefeller say it's good if we just create these hospitals and pharmacies for which we take the plants and make them into these scientific experiments with side effects. And now this is what people call good health of their relationship with a doctor, but not their relationship to herbs and medicines. We are dealing with the power of what we already are and what we already have access to with no extra shit. Because we dealing with the base understanding. We dealing with Aries. The extra shit come later. We dealing with the primal fire of the soul. And what ignites the fire of the soul? The plant medicines. Not the trinkets. Not the additions. Not all of the extra shit that we've added throughout the way. Man, getting to the root energies. In the root activations of spirituality when you don't got psychedelics. Some people don't got access to psychedelics. Some people are afraid of psychedelics and I get it. But that don't mean you ain't supposed to do herbs. Because I was the type of motherfucker, you could have told me every day for a million of years, man, you need to try psychedelics. You need to try psychedelics. I'll be looking at niggas like, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not about to go crazy. I got 4 kids. They not about to see me out here, daddy tripping out. Daddy out here, you know, with electricity shooting out his ass or something. I don't know. I just had all of these weird phobias about psychedelics, especially mushrooms, that I didn't want to fuck with it. But what I was fucking with was the herbs. And the herbs sustained me until they led me through the consciousness of the herbs to psychedelics. So, you know, don't run before you're able to walk. And, you know what I'm saying? Before you able to crawl and all that, like go through the process. I would before I ever was promoting psychedelics, I always promoted herbs. And I'm still promoting that shit. You feel me? I'm still promoting that damn shit. So let's get into some real life shit as we deal with this solar eclipse and we deal with who God is and what God represents. Because part of this is something that we just have to discuss. It's something that we haven't fully addressed and got over yet as a society, as a people. And it's basically that of Jesus and where Jesus came from. Now, Jesus is an astrological figure that represents Pisces, but it's not Jesus more so than it is Pisces. And understanding sidereal astrology help you understand the mythological energy of Jesus, because what we know about these energies and entities, whether conscious people want to admit it or not, whether we can understand it or not, these energies is real. Jesus will show up in a dream. Jesus is an entity in an energy, but it is crafted from the constellation of Pisces. But we're talking about Aries, but these two energies begin to be conflated because what we're talking about is two aspects of the divine feminine, where you have the ovaries representing Pisces, and then the overall structure of the womb, which is representing Aries. But even though the fallopian tubes and the ovaries are separate entities, they represent one aspect of a whole structure called the reproductive system, or the womb, or the Pisces vesica. So there is an opening, and then there's also an inner working of the female reproductive system. And I'm elaborating because none of the power of this system, none of us would be here. So whatever we going through in life, whatever we feel is the most important shit or least important shit, without the yoni, none of us would be here. So let's take a moment to understand it. Now, women have this energy inherently. You are born with a reproductive system, with a yoni, with a technology. Men do not have the technology. Men cannot conceive of a child and birth a child and have the intelligent design within himself to bring forth life. Women do. Now, men participate in the conception of a child, but women continue. And if a woman decides, I don't want to do this shit, then life stops. So if your mom said, you know what, I don't want to fucking do this shit, then you wouldn't even exist. So understanding this is also understanding divine feminine energy and its power, because it created you. Every thought, every emotion, every feeling has a base point, and that base point is the Pisces vesica and the Aries womb. And it's hard to look at these two things separately, but that'll be like, only having sex with the labia. Have y'all ever heard a man say, man, instead of having some pussy, I just want to have some labia because I just want to experience the outside flaps? No, you want to experience the whole thing. And the problem with talking about astrology is that you got to talk about pussy. And the problem with talking to y'all is that y'all want to talk about everything else except pussy. And this is why the energy is out of balance. Pussy is a secret to y'all. Pussy is not a conversation to y'all and what it's about and how it's connected to the stars. To you, if you would just have sex with a guy you like. It's not, your womb is not in relation to the stars. Now, it's not related to the cosmos or nothing like that. It's not a spiritual device or anything like that. It's not the best thing ever or nothing like that. It's just something that you give away at a truck stop. So we are in the energy of spring. We are in the energy of understanding. We are in the energy of power. We are in the energy of fertility. And this is something that we need to understand. The further you get away from your yoni, the further you get away from your power. History shows that when the spring equinox moves into a constellation, a new age and a new god emerge. So before Jesus, there was an energy called Serapis or Amun-Ra or Ptolemy, and these were men. Now, that's crazy to an ancient energy who only saw divine energy as feminine. So the reason why Jesus's name is not Serapis is because the precession have moved out of Aries into Pisces. When it changes into Pisces, the fake energy or the masculine energy or the one-sided nature of divinity, it needs a different name and a different energy to correspond with the constellation. And I'll get into this science very soon, but just follow me for a second. This god is either the son of the older god, and this is a mystery. Jesus is the Son of God, but who is the true God? There is no clear indication until you start looking at ancient Egyptian, Roman structures, you'll see stuff like this, pictures like this. This is not Jesus. This is Amun Ra. This is Serapis. But this is God. This is the Father. And Jesus is the Son. These is white male patriarchal energies that serve as the representation of what God looks like. But the irony is that God looks like a black woman in all of her complexity, in relation and consort with divine masculine. That's what God looks like. But God also is a specific to them doing the nasty. Now, how are we going to talk about God in church and all we can really talk about is fucking? So now we got to talk about how the mumbo is the jumbo and the jumbo is the mumbo. But if you put mumbo on top of jumbo, you got mumbo jumbo. Hallelujah. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. I'll see y'all later. Did y'all put something in the tithing thing? Good looking. We need to pay them bills and I need to put a little bit more gas in my Bentley. You feel me? This is how you can scam, because you telling everybody that God is some mumbo type jumbo when God is your sexual energy. They said God created life out of taking a rib and putting clay and breathing life into clay. And here your mom and dad was doing some straight up and down sex. What, no clay, what, no ribs? I mean, she was saying, oh, I feel it in my ribs. That's all she was saying. That's what God was talking about. The Eve feel it in her ribs? That's what they saying? Now, some symbologies that tie into Jesus being associated with Pisces, but also connected to the divine feminine, because Jesus liked to walk on water. The thing that we know about Pisces is that it's a water sign. Jesus was a fisher of men. The thing about Pisces is that its symbol is the fish. Even earlier, the iconography of Jesus was that of a ichthys, or the symbol of a fish. You might be driving around your city today and might see a bumper sticker with this very symbol on the back of their symbol. The signification of the fish is not a fish more than it is Pisces, because religion is astrology. The way that they hide it is by removing the divine feminine energy from it. When the first equinox was observed thousands of years ago, the first point actually lay in the constellation of Aries. But due to the effect of precession, the first point of Aries crossed into the neighboring constellation of Pisces. So at 70 BC, the first point of Aries came into Pisces, and this is the birth of Jesus. And the mythology and the understandings in the development of Jesus is not the development of some spiritual character more than it is understanding the astrology. Now, what does God actually do for people? Who knows? But we can all bear witness to the power of God. Now, what does the goddess actually do for you? Who knew? Who knows? But we have to begin to bear witness to the power of God. So one of the things that has happened recently in the news, one of the major stories that have happened in the news is the story of Black China relinquishing all of her hoish ways and turning her life specifically over to Jesus. And it's a press run. It's a PR campaign. It's a deeper understanding of what Jesus is and how related it is to people who partake in whole life activities. No shade. What you would notice a lot of times is that churches are filled with women, and it's not usually filled with women who have made good decisions their whole life. The way that people get you in church is if you repent and wash your sins away. And so we all born in sin, but usually it's the people who is sinning the most that need those sins washed away. And the people who sin the most, whether we know it or not, is the people who are sexually active without no rhyme or reason. And there's no return from that. There's no result from that. So most people turn to God or turn to religion to really help them mentally and emotionally dealing with the trauma of having sex with people that they were not equally yoked with. Majority of people are going to turn to Jesus because Jesus rules over the Pisces Vesica. Churches is filled with women and men who want to have sex with those same women. There's more sex happening in church than it is in the strip club. And there's a lot of sex happening in the strip club. I'll even go one better. People say when they're ready to find a husband or a wife, where do they go? They go to church. Why? Because this energy is connected to the Pisces Vesica. It's connected to the womb. When people get married, they only start having in traditional church society, in a church setting, the only time you're supposed to have sex is when you get married. I mean, society done showed us a lot of different things outside of this traditional way of looking at life, but it haven't never showed me nobody who have won where I'm like, oh, this person was a porn star. His life turned out great. I think I should be a porn star. I mean, the long game of being sexually active will lead your ass back to Jesus. Period. It ain't no win, and it ain't no win in it. She made $240 million off OnlyFans and said, no, this ain't enough. Now, to our minds, we thinking like $240 million. Let's run that back. Run that back, Turbo. But to her, it's like, what you know is that some people really don't understand sexual energy and its power, where is no amount of money in the world going to replace being in a situation where you're not loved at a soul and spiritual level. So then the next thing happens is, I don't need a man. Jesus is my man. This is where all this I don't need a man came from, because the religious women had a relationship with Jesus. Jesus was their boo. Jesus was their Valentine. Jesus was their date. Jesus was the divine masculine figure in their life that a lot of black women are in a relationship with stronger than other black men. Jesus is a powerful entity, a powerful understanding of the cosmos that have been embedded with patriarchal views and zaddy energy. So of course you go from a whole life to a church life. It's the same type of pimp. One is a get money type of pimp, and another one is a get money pimp, but in the name of religion and God. And that's just how it goes. Because when you talk about power, the reason why Jesus want the hoes is because Jesus want the power. The reason why Jesus want the hoes is because Jesus want the power. The reason why you slipping on your pippin and slacking on your macking and not tapping into your power is because you don't understand the basic level of power. The basic level of power is Aries. And the basic level of understanding Aries is also understanding Pisces. So you have Pisces and you have Aries and you have this solar eclipse energy, because in true sidereal, this new moon is happening in Pisces constellation and Aries constellation. But the views and people going to be looking for Aries, Aries, Aries. So I get it. And I'm not trying to confuse people. I'm just trying to be honest. The basic nature of power is the divine feminine energy. So what I just covered, so if you look to the left hand corner of this picture, you're gonna see two women showing their vagina, showing their womb, and they're just sitting there and they're just opening their legs, and they got people like watching them. What this picture shows is these women are not talking. These women are not like these are not boss bitches who got a job. They ain't about to put out a mixtape. They ain't worried about the bills. They ain't worried about a man. They ain't worried about getting married. They're displaying their power. Now, at first, when you look at this picture, you got to stare at it, you got to look at it, you got to meditate on it. You need to understand power. You need to understand what true power is. And as a man, your wife has more power than you. All she would have to do is sit on the couch and spread her legs wide open. She don't gotta have sex. I mean, that's an interesting thing. Porn is a $1 trillion industry that is driven by women's naked natural body. And you could watch porn all day. You ain't gonna never smell no pussy. You ain't gonna never feel no squirt drops hit you in the face. You ain't gonna never feel what it like to be in that thing. You ain't gonna never experience none of that. You just gonna look at her and it's gonna get you off. You gonna look at her and you gonna be sexually aroused. Now, women can look at men and have that same effect. Shit, men can look at men. Women can look at women. You know what that means? That all of us have a divine feminine energy within us. Our power is not in how much work we have done for the white man. Our power is not in how much fake fiat currency we have in our fake bank accounts that could be emptied at any day. Or the money that we deposit in the bank. The banks play monopoly with your goddamn money and give you the illusion that you got money because they just feel like, if you need it, we'll give it to you. But this our money. I mean, the banks basically play Debo with your money, but here you are feeling good because you got money in the bank. That is not power. That is not power if you can go online, put in your password and your username, and look at your balance and it says 0000, and you have $500 in there yesterday, and that's just because a nigga came and hacked your shit and took your money out. If I can just take your money out your bank account, why you feel good about that? I wouldn't feel good about it. Having an opinion, having logic, thinking that you smarter than a person, like following people, not liking people, feeling a certain type of way about people, liking people, all this mental and emotional shit that you play with yourself and you think that you know and you don't know, or you might know and you want to know, is not power. The only thing that you do know is what you have, and what you have is reproductive organs. That is the basis of power, and how you use this power, how you choose the person that you're in a relationship with, is going to matter way more than anything else. If you're not told this, if you're not taught this, then you'll probably search for power in other ways, in other areas, except within yourself. because you haven't valued menstruation, because you haven't valued being sexually attractive, or you thought you maybe you couldn't become sexually attractive because people are naturally attractive. But now the naturally attractive people that you went to high school with look like they joined a football team, and now they are offensive linemen because, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, whatever cliche I can throw out there for you. These are things that you feel like you need to focus on, so you try to just make a lot of money, or you just try to, pay your rent and be protected and be safe. But none of that is power. That's just regular earth shit that people do. And so many people try get rich quick schemes and this and that and up and down and left and right, and they never think that what I am already is all the power that I'll ever need. Cultivating a relationship with myself, cultivating a relationship with my womb is all of the power that I ever need, because this is an aspect of the cosmos. And so, what the ancestors and the ancients were doing by creating the symbol of Aries to be related to a womb, right? They were letting us know. Now, how we take that information is really up to us at this point. So, finally, I want to talk about the Sabian symbol of this new moon. And of course, I'm going to read, because I'm happy I found this book. I'm happy I found this book. I'll do these more often, where if I'm doing a new moon or a full moon, or just want to examine a placement on the chart, I'll just examine the Sabian symbol as a way of doing some divination and getting more understanding of it. So the Sabian symbol, which is at 5 degrees sidereal Aries in the sidereal chart, the symbol is a triangle with wings. Now, a triangle is the symbol for the divine feminine, or the delta, or the dalet, or the yoni, or the womb, right? Or the rock. So the triangle represents the yoni, the divine feminine, and the wings represent where it will take you when you understand this simple symbology and simple understanding. A triangle with wings is a symbol of the inability to be hurt when you are tapped into man's essential nature throughout every part of his experience. As long as he or she holds to the purity of his original impulses. There is here a very practical balance in his self-fulfillment. Thanks to his threefold individuality, where you get from your mom, you get from your father, and you get from the spirit. That is what the triangle represents. Your divine feminine, your divine masculine, and your soul. These are the three parts of your threefold individuality. So in that, you have an abundance of skills, loyalties, and values. Light rather than darkness remains the goal of your life, and your personal capacities become a continual refinement of every baser metal in selfhood. So during the process of alchemy, we come to this realization, even of a year of manifesting, and a year of growth, and a year of development. As spiritual beings, we have to come to the realization of what is the cycle reset. When do we start at zero? And what do we find at zero? We find the base of our power. The base of our power is divine feminine energy in correspondence with divine masculine energy to create life. And if we're so far beyond that through advanced master teachings, then we're actually at a deficit. We are actually minimizing our energy. So we're also stepping out of patriarchal thought and coming into matriarchal thought, and we're understanding cyclical time and cyclical understanding. And so this new moon solar eclipse is happening at the precipice of a sidereal chart. It's representing the beginning. And so what is that beginning? That beginning is all of the energy that you have with you. You haven't been able to get any additional supplies, no accessories, no trinkets, no coverings. All you have is who you are. And this, in essence, is divine feminine energy, because a porn star can make millions of dollars by being naked. That's hella profit right there. You ain't gonna never find no profit better than just being naked and making money. Everything else requires some form of an investment and all of that. A porn star, a divine feminine, can make money naked. A prostitute can make money naked. A prostitute make more money than you make in an hour, than you make in a week. Not because she threw on a weird ass uniform, because she tapped into her divine feminine uniform. Now you still gonna go to work and work them long hours and all of them days and still not have enough money. And y'all both was working, y'all both put yourself in fucked up situations, but at the end of the day, one person got it the divine feminine way and another person got it the masculine way. Working hard, making sure your hours and making sure your pennies and that was aligned. You ain't even tapping into energy where you getting tips. You ain't into a service where you providing a service where you can provide an abundance of energy for a person to say, man, this is way too much. You charging way too less than what this service is worth. Everything in your life is contrived and already put out there because you don't know who you are. You don't know where your power comes from. You waiting to find your power. You waiting for somebody to give you your power, and you need to give yourself this power. So the keyword of this Sabian symbol is zeal, or to be zealous, or to be enthusiastic. One would be this way. One would be fully in their power because they know where their power comes from. And one would be this way if they fully got in tune with themselves. And you can't get in tune with yourself through mental illness. So my divine feminine, you can't imagine that your mental illness is normal, your triggers is normal, your negative emotions is normal, your manic nature is normal, but really finding a level of balance. So how does that work for you? It should be through herbal intake, getting with a herbalist, um, reaching out to people like Mama Mystic and the Spirit Doula, or other divine feminine people who carry the energy of divine feminine, not through title, but through action, through diet, through understanding, through experience. And you need, as a young woman, you need to learn from women who are really doing the work, not the ones that are putting on the show, the ones who are getting the results that you want to get. And we cannot do this alone. You got to figure things out by reaching out to people. But, everything happens when you are fully aligned with your energy. It might, like, sometimes I do get ahead of myself, but it's like, because I know where my energy comes from. It comes from within. So I could be like, it's going to happen like this, because I see it within myself already. And that's confidence. That's zealousness. I'm excited when I talk to people. I can talk to you for hours upon hours on the subject. because this really intrigues me. This really fulfills me. Is this video took hours to create. There's a lot of work and effort that goes into this because I'm zealous about it. I'm very excited to tell you guys that, you know, your power comes from within. I feel like that's a very important message to get across to young black men and women. Cause I wouldn't, nobody ever told me that. They told me the more money you get, the more hoes you get, the more chains you get, the more shoes you get, the more clothes you get, the more houses you get, the more shit you buy, the better you would be. And they told me this every single day, subconsciously, consciously, indirectly, directly. Nobody said, young black boy, the power is within yourself. The power is in the purity of your mind, the purity of your heart. The actions that you feel for others will be the energy that you return. Nobody, you, they show you how to, they show you the bag, but they don't actually tell you how to get there. They give you some fucked up way to get there. And so I'm trying to show y'all how to put some wings on that triangle, to have live a zealous life, a life where you enthusiastic of knowing that everything is going to happen in your favor because you see it within yourself. I knew I was going I knew I was going to find a house. I there's certain things that I know. I know I'm gonna lose weight. I know I'm gonna get all chiseled and steal all of y'all bitches this summer, next summer. Whenever I lose weight, that'll be the summer that your bitches will be my bitches. You feel what I'm saying? That's just the way it go. Yo, thank y'all for tapping in with me. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I care about y'all. Care about yourself. Care about your mental health. I've been microdosing every day because shit has been crazy. And as shit gets crazy and I have the presence of mind to handle everything that I'm handling, I know that if I wasn't microdosing, I would be on some crazy shit just like the rest of the world is. Because I feel myself going crazy too. But I also feel myself getting a grip. And I'm not talking about abusing psilocybin. I'm not talking about microdosing every day because I don't microdose every day. If I give you a month supply, in actuality, it should last a month and a half if you do it 4 days a week. It's not about abuse. It's not about getting high. It's about healing. It's about medicinals. It's about healing the brain, body, the nerves, and understanding. And this is just something that I see every day. It's something that I'm proud of every single day because nobody would have ever came. No, if somebody would have told me this 2 years ago, I would have been like, okay, whatever. So I understand how I could have said this in many different videos and you would have said, okay, whatever. Because that's what I would have said to me 2 years ago. But with that being said, I got to be consistent with my, and maybe I'm not clear enough. I'm not talking about getting high, and I'm not talking about, um, this is something for people who have a normal, good state of mind, strong mental health. You don't need it the same way as I wouldn't tell a person to put a cast on their leg if their leg not broken. But I know if you anything like me, you have struggled mentally and you have struggled with mental illness, and the pills only made you more crazier, only made you more desensitized, only gave you side effects to whereas now, you know, you got diarrhea coming out your toenails and things of that nature. So if you ever wanted something with no side effects, that's all natural, that you take one a day, not every day, and you monitor and track your mental health healing process and journey, maybe you should investigate microdosing. You don't got to get a month supply. You can get a week supply. And if the reality is, Kyrie, I don't have no money, but I'm really interested in if microdosing would be for me, I'll send you 2 4 pills. You know what I'm saying? Your spiritual development, your healing does mean that much to me. So with that being said, man, visit whiterabbitpsych.com, send us an email, email me, email my beautiful wife. If you're more comfortable with talking to a divine feminine, I perfectly understand that. But hit somebody up, talk to somebody, reach out to Melanie, reach out to the spirit doula, reach out to somebody who you see doing this work that you need help from, or people that I don't even know. I don't know who you be looking at. You practice discernment, trust your spirit guides to lead you, and get help. Don't struggle alone. There's help out there. The people that I talk to talk about the most, whether it's spirit doula or talking about my wife. I'm not talking about spirit doula because I think she cute. I don't, I'm talking about spirit doula because she's literally helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like, help me in life. You feel me? Most motherfuckers you can't really say that about. So, don't miss out on your blessing by having your head stuck up in your own ass. Um, and with that being said, man, shout out to all the divine feminine energies. Make sure you honor yourself this week. Make sure you tap into your spiritual processes this week. Make sure you do something that's honoring your womb this week. Do not be honoring the white man and his patriarchal system, your internalized misogyny. All of that is dead. We need to glorify and uplift the divine feminine. And the best way to do it is by loving the woman that is directly in front of you. All right. So with that being said, I hope this video was useful. There's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, and I'm happy that I got a chance to share some of my research and work and animation and graphics with y'all. Everything that I do is because I love to do it, and because I love to do it, I also love to share. This is why you need to join my OnlyFans. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.